All right. So I found this on I've been to do this for a few days actually. I found this over on Mortal Kombat leaks. Mortal Kombat, yeah, it should be Mortal Kombat leaks. Yeah, I was about to say Mortal Kombat 1 leaks. Shout out to all them actually, because they've been a wonderful source of information, finding out stuff, and me then bringing it to you guys. So big shout out to those guys for doing what they're doing. And Liu Kang's a piece of garbage. Looks like it's confirmed that Liu Kang did nerf and eliminated potential future threats to peace. This resulted in living hell for people like Shao Kahn, Shang Tsung, and Rain. Right. So, and then the top comment, or whatever it is like making Shao sick and weak, and Shang Tsung a beggar. Liu Kang is spiteful as F. Right. So, I wanna talk about this because like I've been mentioning about Liu Kang being the big bad. He could very well end up being the big bad. He could end up being like a big bad temporarily that we fight and take on. And that's how it gets to the point where Raiden gives up his godly powers or whatever, right? And so I'll have to do that. I want to do that separate video because I want to focus on Shang, right? But I've got a lot of good positive things to say about Raiden. And the story mode has particularly made it so that he's absolutely growing on me. He really is. So first and foremost, right? And we were talking about this. Me and the boys the other night were talking about this. The fact that despite whatever Liu Kang has done, right? Whatever Liu Kang has done to the timelines, you know, to create this utopia perfection, everyone's soul is still gearing towards a certain direction. It's not the fact that they can't change path, but the fact is that regardless of what Liu Kang has tried to do, whether it is malicious or not, right? Shang Tsung he's still got these ambitions to be a great magic wielder, a sorcerer, or whatever. Doesn't mean to say necessarily it was going to be bad, but the fact is that unfortunately, because he's had a hard life in this new era, he's broken down and just trying to survive. Someone who did leave a great comment, shout out to them. They said, well, you know, Shang Tsung did sell basically like tap water, tea to a dying girl. So yeah, that's pretty bad. But, you know, playing devil's advocate here, you know, if you were starving and poor and everything like that, what would you do in that situation? I'm not saying it's right. I'm just saying, what would you do? And some people have the resolve not to. Some people do. So this is what I want, though. This is what I want in a game, in a Mortal Kombat game. That sort of like that, seeing characters struggle, seeing where they end up, whether they're good guys or bad guys. That's the sort of stuff I want, because that really gets me invested even more in the storytelling. Right? And so, if you can make them understand or see a point of view, then that's pretty awesome. Even if you don't agree with it. So it's funny though, because like Liu Kang, like, and it would seem this way, has maliciously gone, I'm going to mess up your life so you don't become X or Y, even though there is still free will. Right? For our Christian brethren out there, despite the state of the world and how bad things can get or everything like that. The reason why is because of free will. If we have any semblance of control put over us, we do not have free will. We are now slaves. We do not have a choice in anything that we do. Liu Kang essentially has created a utopia of slaves. He has decided from the get-go, this is how you'll be, that's it, right? And just cut them off right there because of previous timelines. Now it doesn't make sense though, because at the same time, you have these are new characters. General Shao's a new character, Rain's a new character, Shang Tsung's a new character. They're new entities, they're new people, right? So either he has insight into each of their soul and can still see, despite the fact that he is the god of all creation, he still could not change their soul. It means that he is not the god of the creation of this new timeline. He does not have the power to completely remove that potential sin from these people. So that raises more questions. Is Liu Kang really that powerful? Right? Why would you make Shang Tsung or Rain or General Shao disabled or sick if you could simply go, well, I'll just make sure that their soul is not tainted? But he didn't, did he? Which makes me think maybe he isn't. But in this new era, his arrogance and his, maybe, again, also playing devil's advocate, maybe he's just, thinking, okay, well, I've got to do the right thing here. I cannot allow these things to happen again. But in doing so, in trying to create a utopia, in trying to create this sort of passive tyrannical rule, they will end up in the same way. And this is why, and I'll do a separate video about this, but essentially this is why Raiden becomes the protector of Earthrealm. Because Raiden, and what's interesting too, this is the interesting part, I'm very curious about this. I'm very, very, very curious about this. Who's going to become the Keeper of Time? Now, there are rumors that that the hourglass will be shattered, and that will be it. There will be no more timelines, there'll be no more multiverses or anything like that. It'll just be that. That'd be great. I'm sick of the time travel crap. It's overdone. I liked what they did in MK9 because it was more like a vision, right? So it preserved the original timeline, gave us like we stepped to the side and go, oh, what would it be like if we had knowledge of these events, right? And then I went batshit crazy after that. Right. So, yeah, I the fact that Liu Kang purposely ruined these people, is kind of a dick move when you think about it. It's kind of a dick move, but again, at the same time, I can also see the flip side, right? If he did not have the power to create their soul, to change their soul, their nature, he's only got the power to recreate them, and he had to recreate them because, and I know this sounds like a weird thing to say, but like maybe when you recreate a new timeline, you have got to use the same people that were in the previous one. You've got to use the same amount of people, the potential same amount of people that are going to come into it or were there. So you make sure that they are indeed, in that capacity. If you had a Shang Tsung here, you've got to have a Shang Tsung here. And that's fine, but he doesn't have the power to change their soul. So what's he do? He messes with them so bad that they can't perform evil. But he doesn't realize that desperate people are even greater, even capable of even greater evil because they are desperate. I'm not saying everyone, I'm just saying it's a potential, right? Hence free will, unfortunately. It's a potential. I love this stuff, man. Right? I really do. I love this intricacy and this discussion about storylines and all that sort of stuff. It's amazing. I love it. I haven't been this excited about Mortal Kombat story in a long time. So, but yeah. Lose a bit of a dick. Big dick. Big whale schlong. Right? For purposely crippling these people. And not having the foresight that if you do that, it's not going to take much for them to just get pushed over the edge by someone like Chronic Itch, who rocked up to Shang and basically going, well, I can give you everything you want. And she's going to have to prove it. And once she proves it, then he's going to be like, yeah, man, I'm getting out of this dingy little, you know, carriage hut thing that I live in and selling quack stuff for a living. Nah, he's out of there. Right? Look at what happened with General Shao. Right? He was made weak and sickly. Right? Anyway, guys, I'll leave it there. Let me know what you think. Catch you next time.